Gender parity, women's empowerment, diversity and inclusion are in focus at the 16th Global Edition of the Women in Leadership Economic Forum, or WIL, in Dubai. Running until the 20th of November, the two-day event continues to discuss the challenges as well as achievements of women globally and their impact in their local communities as well as economies. The UAE Minister of Economy, His Excellency Sultan bin Saeed Al Mansouri, was among the keynote speakers and recipient of the honorary WIL award in recognition for his support and contribution to women empowerment. During his speech, he highlighted several milestones that the UAE has achieved in supporting and encouraging women to take on leadership positions as well as contribute economically and politically. He also emphasized the government's commitment to gender equality. Meanwhile, the founder of the Cherie Blair Foundation for Women and wife of former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, Cherie Blair focused on womenomics, women's role in today's economy and the challenges female entrepreneurs face, as well as their role in today's dynamic business landscape.
Women's economic empowerment is vital in driving economic growth. And so today, what we're talking about is vital to the future of this country, of this region, and of the world. And we've heard already from the speakers how the UAE can rightly say that they are a leader in this respect, not just in the Arab region, but particularly in relation to what you've done about women in boards, in the world too, the second country in the world to make it mandatory that there is women's representation on boards. This is important to me because I'm a lawyer and I believe that in shaping society, what we do with our laws is a starting point, but it's by no means the end point, because when we have those laws, we then have to make sure that they work. But I know that by having more women on the boards here in the UAE, it will make the country more competitive, more innovative, and drive those goals that the Minister has already set out for your country.
A country like the UAE, it becomes more critical because of the size of the population we have. And also the willingness and the support from the initial stage of the creation of this country through the leadership has been emphasizing the equality of men and women. All what you need to do, whether men or women, is to take the flag and move on up. There is nothing that would stop you. And if there is anything, the government is willing to look at it, review it, and help you, all of you, whether it is women or men actually. But it is more and more within our region, the issue of women is taking a lead, and we see the results represented in what has been achieved here on the ground in the UAE.
What it takes to get to the top is you've got to know yourself and what you bring to the table. You've got to know you can do it and have the confidence to push through. And you've got to know the rules of engagement, because they don't always add up for women and they're not always fair. To stay, you got to keep on doing what you do best.
Many other speakers, including the CEO of Nasiba, organizer of the event, Sophie Lee Ray, and founder and CEO of APCO Worldwide, Marjorie Krause, all shared their experiences as entrepreneurs and women in power, in addition to being mothers and grandmothers. They say these are just some of the multiple roles that women juggle alongside a desire to achieve their potential as leaders and businesswomen that will be discussed over the two-day event. Earlier today at the event, they also recognized the men and women who have created an impact in women empowerment locally and globally, such as Dr. Susan Mboya Kidero for an initiative that has empowered 500,000 women in Eurasia and Africa so far. While the President of the Council of Arab Businesswomen, Her Excellency Sheikha Hissa Saada Sabah, received the Leading Women in Public Sector Award.
The barriers for the Gulf women are very little. They're not little barriers because she's got the finance. The only barrier is the confidence that sometimes she lacks, and also support from the private sector and the governments in giving them the chance, the opportunity to set up their companies. And otherwise, the Gulf is different than the other Arab women. She's got the finance, she's getting the confidence, and she's getting now today the support of her government.
The 5x20 initiative, which we were recognized for today, 5x20 stands for we want to empower 5 million women by the year 2020, and we want to do this through our value chain. What we believe is that as Coca-Cola does business and as our business does well, we want women to be part of that. And so we are empowering women in 3 ways. We're giving them access to business skills training, access to finance and our assets, helping them to start up Coca-Cola businesses, and then also networking them. And through this, as the women prosper, our business prospers. It's a wonderful, what I call virtuous cycle. And I believe that that's the future of companies. Companies will no longer be able to thrive unless the community and women in particular are thriving.